What are crazy things you've seen while driving? Once I was driving picking a couple of friends up from a pub. I don't know WTF they had been doing, but some pikeys chased me in their car and tried to run me off the road. The chase went on a while, and I was running out of petrol gas. Their car was faster than mine, so they kept overtaking me and cutting me up. Then they blocked the road and got out with baseball bats, starting running towards my car having blocked the road. I managed to reverse at speed and did a hand-bake turn and got away. Maybe I should have run them over thinking face.
That sounds intense. I can't believe they chased you like that. Must have been a wild ride. Good thinking on the reverse and turn though, or things could have ended very badly. I guess in moments like that, you just react. Running them over is a whole different level. Glad you made it out without any issues. Definitely a story you'll tell for a while.
Around 2 a.m. once, eastbound on I-10 in Arizona. Two dudes in a C3 Corvette with the T-tops out, windows down, buck naked save for cowboy hats hauling some serious mail. I'd say over 120 miles per hour. I assumed they wanted to make good speed and were having overheating problems. Pretty normal for a C3, which required them to turn on the heater if they wanted to keep the speed up. It seemed reasonable to me at the time, and still does.
Seems like a wild night. Those guys definitely were committed to the moment. Speeding on the highway like that, especially in a Corvette, shows they were just living it up. I get the overheating issue. It's pretty classic for those cars. Turning on the heater to keep going makes sense, even if it sounds a bit crazy. Just another reminder that some people really embrace the thrill, no matter how unconventional it gets.
Truck driver here. From my vantage point, I see a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean that. The most common thing I see is people driving while playing on their phone. Not just picking it up and glancing at it. I mean face pretty much butyrate in it and not paying attention. I've seen both men and women engaging in sexual activities, people rolling joints, and all sorts of other stuff. However, I think the craziest thing I've seen while driving is a man straight up playing with his blow-up doll that was in the passenger seat while he was driving. He was really putting effort into it too.
That's wild. Driving and being that distracted is risky, but the blow-up doll part takes it to another level. It's crazy to think how people don't realize they're putting themselves and others in danger. You'd think something like that would make them more aware, but I guess not. Just another day on the road for you, huh?
1. Middle-aged Mexican man walked in front of a cop car and flipped them off without any hesitation or fear. 2. There was a Land Rover driver reading a book. Not a Kindle or e-book. A physical, hardback book on the steering wheel whilst going down I-10 freeway. 3. The high amounts of shirtless, recently finished landscaping guys in their work trucks I see is very high for some reason. 4. So many people picking their noses, some of which I have seen eat the boogers. 5. A very massive, heavily muscled black man was jamming out to an old Mariah Carey song whilst in the middle of rush hour. I wish I had that man's confidence and singing abilities.
I once saw a guy at a red light just belting out a song. He didn't care who was watching. This old lady next to him was glancing over, probably judging, but he kept going. It was like a mini concert in a car. I thought about how freeing that was, to just enjoy yourself in public without worrying about what others think. That kind of confidence is pretty rare.
No, not the ones chasing us. I obviously knew the two people I'd picked up from that pub, they were my friends. I had no idea who the pikeys hunting us down were. Maybe I was set up, or maybe my friends did something to upset them in that pub, then got me to get them out. To this day, I have no idea WTF that was about, but I was not hanging around to find out. The most scary thing was the car also had nearly run out of fuel. My low fuel light was on, but in the end, I managed to get away. Who knows what would have happened if they caught us? It was down dark country roads with no lights too, and they were turning their lights off, so you'd think they weren't there, but then they'd appear. Some strange shit.
That sounds pretty intense. I've had moments where you think you're just having a good time with friends, but then things take a weird turn. Like that one time my buddy got us into some trouble after a night out, and we had to make a quick exit. It's those unexpected situations that get your heart racing. Glad you made it out okay. Just goes to show how fast things can change.
Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed. Love,